I would like to start today with our first guest. Today, we are very honored to have the support from the Embassy of Italy in Vietnam. I'm very happy to have Mr. Francesco Arcuri with us. He is the head of economic and commercial section at the Embassy of Italy to Vietnam in Hanoi. Graduated in law at the University of Trento, Italy. Mr. Arcuri joined the diplomatic service in 2018. Since then, he has been assigned to the desk for internationalization of the Italian Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation. He served in 2019 at the Economic and Commercial Office of the Embassy of Italy in Doha. And since January 2022, he is the head of the Economic and Commercial Office and the Development Cooperation Counselor of the Embassy of Italy in Vietnam. Mr. Arcuri, thank you again for joining us today. It's my honor to have you today with us. I will leave the floor to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon to everyone. First of all, I would like to thank all the staff of D'Andrea & Partners for the invitation to deliver the introductory speech of this seminar titled How to Successfully Do Business in Vietnam. And thank you as well for the super generous introduction you've made of my career. Let me also say welcome remark to the president of the Italian Chamber of Commerce in Vietnam, ICHAM, Mr. Michele D'Ercole, and to all business both intervening and following today's webinar. As said before, I'm the head of the Economic and Commercial section of the Embassy of Italy to Vietnam, and I am more than happy to provide you with an insight of how bilateral and especially bilateral economic relations between Italy and Vietnam are currently ongoing. I must say, without exaggerating, that Italy and Vietnam are bound by a generous and sincere friendship, and that our bilateral relationship are knowing a phase of impetus and stimulus, especially after 2 years, hopefully the completion of the pandemic emergency. In 2023, next year, Italy and Vietnam will mark their 50th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations and the 10th anniversary of the signing of the most important political agreement between the two countries, which is the bilateral strategic partnership, which provides for a comprehensive setting of areas of cooperation, and among them trade, investment and economic cooperation is the most tangible and important one. I would like to recall that the value of bilateral trade between Italy and Vietnam has returned and overcome the pre-pandemic levels. In 2021, the two countries, the total value of our bilateral trade amounted to more than $5.6 billion US, 2/3 of which is made by Vietnamese export to Italy, which are very integrated in Italian value chains. Complementarity of our economies is an asset of trade flows between Italy and Vietnam. And thanks to these impressive results, Vietnam is the largest, is the main trade partner of Italy in the whole ASEAN region. While Italy is among the main destination markets to Europe for Vietnam, Numbers are excellent, and of course, the potential to grow more in terms of trade and investment is still huge. Vietnam has also entered with Italy and with other European countries into a Euro-EU-Vietnam free trade agreement, which provides an incredible booster and good leverage to pave the way to new trade and business opportunities. And the free trade agreement signed by Vietnam is the most ambitious signed by the European Union with an emerging economy. And it's also the second free trade agreement signed by the European Union with an ASEAN country. First one was with Singapore. In terms of investment, more than 140 Italian companies are present in Vietnam. Their business activity is well rooted and well known by Vietnamese business and customers, which appreciate the attention to sustainability, social and environmental issues, and the quality of made in Italy products, which is well known, as I said, in Vietnam. As Italy, we are proud to be present as a network of Italian institutions, what we call the System of Italy, Sistema Italia. We are, of course, have established an embassy of Italy in Hanoi, which I represent today, but we are also among the few European countries having established a consulate general in Ho Chi Minh City as to provide consular and most of all commercial assistance to the business community based in southern Vietnam and in Ho Chi Minh, in the provinces surrounding Ho Chi Minh City. We have both in Hanoi and in Ho Chi Minh City. We have two offices of the Italian Chamber of Commerce in Vietnam, which is represented today at its best and top level. And in Ho Chi Minh City, we also have the office of the Italian Trade Agency, which has an office specifically dedicated to economic promotion between Italy and Vietnam. The intensity of our bilateral relationship, especially in the economic field, is witnessed by the reprisal of business and political visit from the two sides. Just to mention the last of them, at the beginning of June, Under Secretary for Foreign Affairs Mario Di Stefano paid a 3 days working visit to Vietnam, where he attended many political and economic events of partnership, and among which the 7th edition of the Joint Economic Commission between Italy and Vietnam, which is one of the bilateral framework covered by the new strategic partnership signed in 2013. This week, three days ago, an important multi-sectorial business mission made by more than 45 45 Vietnamese companies paid a visit to Italy, Rome, Genova, and Napoli, and the Italian Trade Agency hosted in Rome on the 19th September, this Monday, a very successful joint event of economic partnership together with the Embassy of Vietnam to Italy and the Vietnam National Trade Promotion Agency, Vietrade. So to thank you once again for the opportunity to intervene and to present this brief insight of bilateral relations between Italy and Vietnam, and I wish to D'Andrea and partners and to all guests here today a successful and productive webinar. Thank you once again.